say the time, you stop. If you're at the time, you say hip hop, then the time on the clock. Hip hop, around the clock. Hip hop, around the clock.
You know what time it is. Let's do it.
Tonight on the show, Jason West and DJ P. And now, please welcome the poster child for Invisalign and the perfect face for radio is your friend and mine, your host, Jared Isaacs.
Hi there, hey there, hello, and welcome to the Audio Roast. It's me, Jared Isaacs, your host. Thank you so much for stopping by, checking us out, and spending a little bit of your time here with us. We've got a fun show for you today as we talk hip-hop from 1988. We're taking it back to the old school because we're old fools who's so cool. If you want to get down, let me show you the way. Don't forget that you can subscribe to us by hitting that subscribe button and hitting the notification bell. Stay tuned to all the stuff that we're doing here on YouTube. If you're a fan of podcasts, though, you can check us out wherever you find podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, so on and so forth. Just search for the Audio Roast. You can also become a patron. Go to patreon.com/Audio Roast. Consider becoming a monthly member. I'm telling you, we're really pumping out some good stuff over there on Patreon. Every time that we do one of these episodes now, we're also recording a bonus game that is automatically updated and loaded up to Patreon for you guys. We've also got some fun bonus spotlights from Artist Spotlight, different songs and stuff for you guys to check out over there if you'd like, as well as all kinds of other good, fun goodies, stuff, things, you know. You can also check out playlists available on Spotify or iTunes. Just search for The Audio Roast. There you'll find playlists put together from past episodes, answers to the questions, and subjects at hand. So, check it out if you want some good jammage. AudioRoast.com is where you need to go. It's your official one-stop shop for all things Audio Roast related, be it merch,
playlists,
sponsor links,
YouTube links,
all the fun stuff. Just check it out, man. Check it out. We update it all the time. Keep it up. If you want to hear some of the 7 songs in 7 days that we do, direct links for that also. So lots of fun stuff. Check it out. Now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show.
7 songs in 7 days.
Oh yeah, 7 songs in 7 days. And was this a doozy or what? You guys are, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Let's check it out. In the number 7 spot for this week from Julia Drake Cobb, we've got Mick Jones, Nicked My Pudding by the Dropkick Murphys. I mean, it's funny. Just not one of my favorite songs, but I've never been a big Dropkick Murphys fan. I know. Is what it is. In the number 6 spot from Julia Drake Cobb also, Mustache by Sparks. I see what you're doing. You're trying to play favorites. Smart. Got you number 6 though. Number 5 spot from Chris Smith. We've got we're duking it out between Chris Smith and Julia Drake Cobb this week. The Spicy McHaggis Jig by the Dropkick Murphys. Oh yeah, I'm doing the spicy haggis. All right. That's all I got. It was better than the other one, I thought. It was funnier, just had more of a punk rock kind of vibe to it. I kind of dug it. And the number 4 spot from Cameron Crouch, we've got Invisible by Shadow Academy. This was a good song, actually. Just a tad on the butt rock side, but it was actually a good song. I did enjoy that one, so good one, Cameron. Number 3 spot from Robin Phillips, we've got Signs by Tesla. She thought it was Black Crowes, but I couldn't find a Black Crowes version, so I'm going to assume it was Tesla. I like Love Song better. Josh, what one did you like better?
Modern Day Cowboy.
Yeah, see, both good songs. Sign's not bad. I've just heard it 1,000 times. More on that in a second. In the number 2 spot, from Elkie Caswell Bradford, we've got Blue on Black by Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Yet again, another great song, but I've heard it covered, all of it, way too much. Good stuff, though. It's a great song. It really is. So I'm throwing you a curveball. You ready for this? We've had a back and forth between Julia and Chris. Our winner this week, Chris Smith, with the number 1, Thai Massage by Aaron Chupa and Lil Sis Nora. My gosh, I hope I'm saying that right. You guys, this was a fun song. NSFW, but holy cow, is it funny. Check it out. Check out the video at audioroast.com or on YouTube if you want to type all that in. Anyway, good stuff. I really enjoyed that one. That was a funny song and is still in my head. So it's got to be a sign. Oh, where do we go? A sign of something good, right? It's your turn now. Use the hashtag 7 and nominate your picks. Make it any song from any genre, any style, or any decade. Just make it a song. We'll take the next 7 days, give it a listen, give it a rank, because it's new music. It's funny. Sometimes the Dropkick Murphys or Sparks or the Struts. And we can. We're going to take a quick break and start the show. We've got so much for you. This is going to be a good one, guys. So without any further ado, here we go.
They say if you don't dig the blues, you got a hole in your soul. Well, Robert Cray is one of the old school blues guys. Stuff like Robert Cray, Gary Clark Live, maybe go way back and put a little J.J. Cale, Eric Clapton in your life. All I'm trying to get you to do is have fun with music. Shop local. Buy everything you can. Go to Marshfield, Missouri to Rewind Records. That is 1100 Spur Drive, Suite 120. It's about 20 minutes up the road. We've been kicking it for about a year, and we are just growing. We're getting bigger and bigger. We've got all kinds of things to offer you. I just want you to do one thing. Keep listening to good music.
Classic Rock Coffee. Our coffee rocks.
Oh yeah, good old Barracuda Bite from Classic Rock Coffee is what's amping up this episode. Hip hop from 1988. That's what we're doing today. We've got Jason West and DJP that's going to be joining us here. This is going to be a stacked show. So much fun in store for you. So, Josh, are you here with us today?
I am here with you today.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
It's going great.
Good. I like the mood lighting over there.
Oh, yeah. Feels
Yeah,
very
looking a little
sensual.
It's
Yeah.
well, it's kind of the same colors as the poster on this week's show.
It is. I blend right in.
Interesting. It's like you've got the same person doing the aesthetic here.
Hmm.
So, you want to tell us about what's in our mug?
Absolutely.
Oh, there we go. Barracuda. Oh! Gives you that extra pep in your step, doesn't it?
And bleeding in the ears.
Yeah!
All right. So we've got Barracuda Bite. It is a medium roast with blueberry, bergamot, and floral accents.
We love the floral accents. It's like a luau
Yeah, well,
in your cup.
for my money, the Scottish accent's probably the best.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I like the
There you
Scottish
go.
accent.
Yeah.
I like a good brogue.
Yeah, sure. I'm not going to do that because I know there's people that are watching that are Scottish. So I am.
It's not
I have a
offensive
bad
to say that they like their
it's not. I don't
accent.
care
That's
about
not-
offensive. I just can't do it well.
Oh, yeah, that would be offensive if you tried to do
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, good stuff, man. Good stuff. So, Barracuda Bite.
Barracuda
is what's
Bite.
pumping us up this week.
That's right.
So-
You can extra feel that bergamot today.
Oh, you sure can,
Sure
man.
can.
Sure can.
Right in there. I've been bergamonting.
Did you hear something?
I think I did.
I thought I heard a doorbell. Man, what a good jingle. I feel like there might be some mail somewhere around here. This is perfect. Yeah. Here's the mail. Big budget stuff, y'all. Big budget stuff. Look at this. It doesn't even matter which way it faced. All right. Let's see here. All right. Don't need that. Let's jump right into today's questions from you. This is the most interactive part of the show. Forget your 7 songs in 7 days. This is where it's at. I don't know. We're not going to go with that one. All right. Why did the Canadian cross the road? Well,
Why did the Canadian cross the road?
yeah. Why did he?
I don't know.
Or
Why?
she or they. You got any guesses?
To apologize to the chicken?
I mean, that's probably true. They're so kind.
Probably. Sorry.
They're pretty kind, eh?
Maybe it was going to get him some donuts too.
Well, maybe. Well, I don't know that it was to get the maple syrup out of the spigot, you know. And I don't think they wanted to try on their new snowshoes.
No.
It must have been to go to the outhouse, eh?
Could be.
Talk about offensive.
But the Canadians will forgive us.
I think so.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. Can Josh UA get a haircut like Billy Idol's?
No.
Oh, come on. If you did, it'd be with a Rebel Yell, wouldn't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only if I were going to a white wedding.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. You want me to take some more off? Just more. All right. Oh, here's a. Oh, wow. Okay. This has been a minute. In The Big Lebowski, would you
Yeah.
say you identify more as the rug or the dude's robe? Bonus points if you can work a white Russian into the answer. I hope they're talking about the drink. Okay, well, it's been a minute since I've seen The Big Lebowski, but I can definitely answer this for you. I would have to say that I identify more as the rug. Sometimes you feel walked on,
Yeah.
and sometimes you get a white Russian spilled on you. That's the way it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to do it for this week's mailbag. Don't forget, you can send us a question. Just drop it anywhere in the comments down below on our Facebook page or send us an email. That is this week's mail. Josh, you had a birthday this week. Is that correct?
That's what they say.
That's what they
That's
say.
what they
Well,
say.
happy birthday, buddy.
Well, thank you, buddy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Josh. UA. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, it's not too high.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you know, I practiced that all week.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. I hope you had a good one. I know you had a show on the same day.
We did have a show.
How was the show?
It was great. It was fun playing for a bunch of people on my birthday.
Yeah, that all
Yeah.
came there just to see you.
Yeah, they did. You should have seen it. They didn't even know that that the Gypsies were
Oh,
playing.
the bands are here
Yeah,
too?
they're
Oh,
playing
wow.
music. Well, that's a deal for $15.
Right, he's like,
they
everybody-
thought they were just going to see me for $15
They thought,
bucks.
they thought they were going to come see you push podcast buttons.
That's right.
This is what I do now, guys.
No,
This is
that's
it.
what-
It's not this. It's this.
That's what I do when I go to
it's
Marty's.
actually more of
for-
this, but you know.
That's what I push the podcast when I go to Marty's for karaoke.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so I learned something interesting this week about your birthday.
About my birthday?
I did. I may or may not have talked to your mother.
You may or may not have. You either did or didn't.
Okay, I did. I totally
Okay.
did. She revealed something to me that's special about the day that you
Hey, my mom's not revealing anything to you.
Well, you don't know that. You don't know your mom like I know your mom.
Okay, this is getting uncomfortable.
No, this is great. What is so special about your birthday? Every now and then.
It brings
That sounded terrible.
It brings a ray of sunshine to everyone around me every year.
Oh, okay. Well, every 7, 8, 11 years, something like that, it falls on
Mother's Day.
Hey.
Yeah.
No, it's really cool, man.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that about you.
Well, it's a well-kept secret.
It's a gift.
I don't like to brag.
It's a gift. I don't.
That the day I was born,
I was a gift.
I severely hurt my mom. So I try not to tell people about that.
I was a gift, a far less painful gift. I was born on Father's Day.
Were you?
Yeah, I was.
That is amazing.
Yeah, my dad always said, that I was the greatest gift that he'd ever gotten on Father's Day. So that would explain why I just quit buying presents.
Yeah.
Because I was never going to outdo all of this. So.
So on Father's Day, you just say, "Hey, remember what you said about me being a gift?
Right.
Enjoy."
Here I am.
Yeah.
This is all your work.
Wow.
Yeah. Aren't we special, man?
We are special.
Man.
Although my mom did say she would rather have gone out to dinner.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, Marsha.
Well, at least that's what she told me. I saw some of the comments online and how she was talking about how wonderful of a gift I was on Mother's Day. And
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom, that's not what you told me growing up.
Oh, man. Good stuff.
Every
Well,
Mother's Day I had to hear it. You know what? You know when you were born, right? Okay, Mom, I'll chip in an extra $5 on your gift.
Right, yeah.
More cards.
It all comes out in the wash, Mom. Let's just not exchange gifts. I won't send you a card. You don't send me a card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh, anything else?
No, not on my end. I don't have anything.
Me neither.
No.
Me neither.
No.
We got a lot of stuff to get into on the show.
Yeah, we
This is going
shouldn't
to be
waste any time.
an action-packed show.
Action-packed,
Mhm.
yes.
Jason and DJP are backstage over here, and they're
Are they?
chomping at the bit.
I was wondering what that noise was.
Me too.
Yeah.
It sounded kind of like, it looked kind of like chomping at the bit, but it sounded more like, wicka, wicka, wicka. I don't know.
They're scratching their...
They're scratching
Scratching
something.
their- yeah.
They're scratching their watches like, hey, hey.
Time to go!
Yeah. So
Those
let's
collector
let's
item
do go.
watches.
Right. Yeah, so Hip Hop 1988 is what we're doing today, and I'm excited for it, so let's do it. We'll be back right after this.
Hey musicians, do your shows need that extra layer of fun and excitement? Wow your fans with next level production and let Sunset Productions help you up your game. We can create custom and unique sound, lighting, and video packages designed just for you and your budget. Let's work together and give our community the shows they deserve. For more information, contact Jared Isaacs at sunsetproductionsspringfield@gmail.com. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Sunset Productions. Sunset Productions. Don't be a jukebox. Be an experience.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're going to keep this show rolling and welcome our first guest. So, without any further ado, welcome a good friend of mine, Mr. DJP. How you been?
Good. Yourself?
Good. Busy.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah, a little new studio action.
I like it.
Yeah, so both you and my other guest, Jason, this is your first time back on the show since the move.
Yes.
So yeah, so thanks for coming over.
You're over in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, not a bad place to be
No,
per
I like
se.
it. Yeah. Depends on what time it is.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So what's been keeping you busy, man? Are you staying busy with gigs?
Yeah, I started doing a lot of virtual stuff at home. So I was producing in my studio. I had some corporate companies that paid me to just do things right out of my house.
Nice.
So I didn't have to get on an airplane and fly anywhere. So that made it a lot easier.
Yeah.
And I was blessed that happened. That actually all started to take off during the pandemic when I didn't think I was going to have any work.
Yeah,
And-
it's that
and
whole pandemic thing when that
it
first
was
hit, man. It's scary.
Yeah, it was.
Because you think, well, then I'm done, whether I want to be or not.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really cool to hear that you're able to pick up some virtual gigs.
Yeah.
Was that hard to adjust to?
No, it was actually easier because I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have to get a bunch of equipment, go to the airport or drive anywhere, and I could just set up right there in the studio.
Yeah.
And I had a good friend of mine, Chris Canote, that came over and set up all the cameras and we filmed it professionally right there in the studio, and I made
Nice.
the video and audio and sent
So
it
that's
off.
something that you can totally pre-package. That's not something that you have to like
Totally.
live stream and
No,
Wow.
it was recorded and then sent off to them, and then they aired it as a live mix, but it
Right.
wasn't. But it was me and Weezer actually. It was pretty amazing.
No kidding.
Yeah, they had
Wow.
this company wanted me, and then they had Weezer on, and it worked out. The guy that works for the company, his brother-in-law is actually friends with Kid Rock, and that's how I ended up with the Kid Rock cruises, because he also wrote for Mixer Magazine and Herb Magazine. He was in the DJ scene. So his brother-in-law was into all that. So he was the one that even told me that Kid Rock loved the album that I had done back
Wow.
in the 90s. I couldn't believe it.
that's crazy.
Come to find out it was a real deal. So
Wow. Something that on the last time that you were on the show that we didn't get to talk about that I'd since learned. You've done some work for some major TV, you've done work for the NFL.
that's the company I'm talking about.
Okay.
So Extreme Networks is the name of that company, and what they do is they do advertising for Major League Baseball, NFL, big stuff like that. And they were the ones that I was just mentioning
Gotcha.
that hired me to actually do the thing with Weezer.
Right.
And they aired that as a thank you to their not fans, but their clients during the pandemic, since no one could really,
Right.
everything went to crap.
Yeah.
And so it was their thank you. So people could sign in at a certain time and watch Weezer and watch DJP.
I gotcha.
And
Wow.
yeah, so
Today on the show, we're talking about old school hip hop, which I feel like you may know a thing or two about. I don't know.
classic hip hop.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things that you and I were talking about before we started the show today is you had mentioned 4 elements of hip hop. For those that may not know, can you tell us what those those
the
are?
4 elements in no particular order is the B-boy, the MC, which would be the rapper on the mic, graffiti writer, and then turntablist, which would be a DJ.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. So
And when you say the 4 elements, like an act needs to have those 4
that's
elements.
what makes up the 4 elements of hip hop.
Talk to me then about the graffiti. Are you talking like album artwork and stuff? Or are you talking like literally tagging things?
I'm talking
and
about
yeah.
I'm talking about the guys that go out with the spray paint cans and they tag big murals on the side of trains that you see.
Right. As promotion.
That's straight up throwing their name up. That's called getting up. They're putting their name out there. And so like back in New York when they were doing that in the 70s, they would say all 5 boroughs. Well, that's their name going through the whole city.
Gotcha.
All city. Some of them guys would say, I'm all city. I put my name on this and it's running. Everybody sees my artwork and they know that I did it.
Gotcha.
So that's what kids
That's
would do.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's one of the elements of hip hop. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
So it's
and-
that rebellious, like I'm going to get my
Exactly.
name out there whether you
Yeah.
you allow me to or not.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, and you see some tags that look great, and you see some that look like trash. It
Right.
just depends on who's doing the tag. But
well, that's art.
yeah, when you're in Springfield and you see a train go by, a freight train, and you see all that graffiti, that's hip hop.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's still being done.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Another one that you mentioned is B-boy.
Break.
Something that you've got some experience in.
Boogie boys. Yeah, I was a b-boy through the 80s, 90s. Even now, I can still break, but I don't do it like I used to.
Right.
But I'll always have that in my blood. But yeah, boogie boys, breakers. That's the proper terminology. Breakdancing was made up by the masses, when it went commercial.
Gotcha.
So Michael Holman actually was the one that was responsible for calling it breakdancing, I believe. He commercialized that art and made it big and made a lot of money with it.
Interesting. So is that something that you ever took lessons for or anything, or is that something that you kind of
No.
just did on your own?
I taught myself, but I watched movies, of course, like a lot of kids in the neighborhood. We just kind of vibed off each other, but we saw movies like Beat Street, Breakin', those type of movies.
Yeah.
I think in Springfield, that's all we really had. We didn't have the knowledge of like where it really came from and what it, you know what I mean? Like South Bronx, Breakin' was, you know, hip hop. They say it was, you know, born in 73. That was the year I was born.
Oh, yeah?
So you go 11 years later, that's when, you know, all of a sudden everybody's hearing about Michael Jackson, the moonwalk, all this. But what a lot of people don't realize is Michael Jackson didn't make up the moonwalk. He learned that from street dancers,
Yes.
breakers, poppers, lockers, guys that were in breaking, guys you see, those dudes actually taught Michael Jackson
Absolutely,
how to dance.
100%. Yeah, that's
You know,
yep.
Yeah.
But that's also kind of what made him so smart is to know to source. He's always sourcing the latest, greatest thing.
Yeah.
And not only going to do it, but probably end up doing it better than you.
well, that's the thing. Yeah, they made that. I will say Michael Jackson polished it.
Yes.
You know, here's the moonwalk, but nobody could have touched Michael Jackson after
No,
he got a hold of that.
and kind of like what I always talk about with musicianship, like learn, if you're doing a cover, learn it, and
Mm-hmm.
then learn how to make it your own. And he did that even with the moonwalk whenever he did the side moonwalk.
But with that being said, and I learned this, there's a tap dancer, I think in the 40s, and there's a video you
Yes.
can watch, and he did the moonwalk straight up.
Yes.
So like it didn't come from like hip hop heads from the Bronx.
No, it's an old jazz
It's
thing.
an old jazz thing,
Yeah.
apparently, because I'm like, okay, who's to say who taught him how to do it?
Right. Yeah.
So really nobody really knows, you
No.
know?
Yeah, because it could have been an old vaudeville thing.
Mhm.
Because it's, I mean, cameras and stuff like that weren't, you know,
Mhm.
like we've got now with tons of cameras and it's
Sure.
easily documented. Yeah,
Right.
that's crazy. You mentioned Michael Jackson though. I know he was kind of a big influence for you as far as
So I grew up listening to Kiss, you know, AC/DC. That's what I knew, you know.
Yeah.
And one day I went to Teft Elementary, and there were some black guys that got up on stage and they did a routine with a basketball.
you're talking like a dance routine.
No, they did a thing with, you know, they twirl the ball.
Oh,
on
like
their
Harlem
finger,
Globetrotters.
and yeah, Harlem Globetrotters. They was passing the ball. It was three guys. One of them I remember was Calvin Allen was his name, and I'll never forget it. But they turned on "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" off the wall,
Yeah.
which is Michael Jackson's "The Wall." And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know, it just hit me like a whole like boom.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this music? I have to know what this is.
Absolutely.
And it moved me.
Yeah.
And I was like, so in school, I saw one of the kids in the hallway and I stopped him. I said, hey, man, that basketball thing you guys did was awesome. I said, but I got to ask you, I was like, what is that song that you did to it? And this takes you back.
Right.
This will make you realize how long ago this was. He's like, oh, it's a guy named Michael Jackson. A guy named Michael Jackson. I was like, man, that song's awesome.
Right.
And he probably told me the name of the song, or maybe didn't, but that was the first time I realized I had a funky bone in me.
Yeah.
Because that music did something to me that none of my music had ever done. But you know, it made sense when I used to hear songs like being a Kiss fan. Those drums in those songs are actually funky. Because if you think about it, Peter Criss from Kiss, he was a jazz drummer originally. So
Yes.
his riffs were more funky.
Absolutely.
So, and that's what hip hop is. Hip hop came from funk. It came from all the breaks, the drums.
Yes.
That's-
that driving
That's
rhythm.
why, that's why they call it breaking. So like people always wanted to break. Oh, and they used to make, somebody's stealing hubcaps off a car, moving car. Yeah, you know, if you're a redneck.
Right.
So
right.
like,
Yeah.
no, the breakdown in the songs is how they got that name. So when everything would fall out in the songs and it was just drums, that's when the B-boys, the breakers would hit the floor. They go nuts.
Wow.
You know, Clyde Stubblefield's a prime example from, he was James Brown's drummer, the funky drummer.
Yeah.
But there's a song called Give It Up, Turn It Loose. Man, there's a breakdown in that where the whole room would erupt when those drums would get played. And that was due to DJs like Africa Bambaataa and Kool Herc, who are like the godfathers of hip hop DJing, man. I mean, they were rocking all those records back in street parties in the Bronx. And they'd have block parties, and that's how that's how it got its name and how it got started in
crazy.
the South Bronx.
Yeah. Yeah. When you talked about the Don't Stop Till You Get Enough song, I had a similar experience when I was in, I think it was my first year of high school. We had a female pom-pom squad, and they had Tone Loc Wild Thing, which I knew Wild Thing by the Trogs from the 60s.
Right.
So when I hear this new spin on it, I'm like, what is that? But I'm like you. I grew up with like even country and stuff, but a lot of rock and roll. And I'm like, I don't know what it is about this, but something is like moving in me.
Sure.
And it's that driving.
You heard them 808 drum. You
Right,
heard that 808
exactly.
drum machine, man.
Yeah.
The Roland TR 808 drum machine had a big impact on when hip hop, for me especially, when it came in the early 80s, and that was the breaking era.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, the Tone Loc song, Wild Thing, believe it or not, there's a sample in that from Kiss, and it's Christine 16. It's, if you listen to the guitar riff, you know how it will go.
Wow,
dun,
yeah, I
dun,
totally-
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
That is Kiss. And when I was a kid, I told my friend, I was like, that's Kiss. That Wild Thing song by that Tone Loc guy, I said, that's totally Kiss. And see, I recognize that. And that was before, that's when I had played around with DJing, but I didn't have my own equipment or anything. But I was catching on to like how they were making all this stuff. And that's how hip hop was born. It was a sample of drum breaks or just anything. It could be a sample from a Disneyland record.
Yeah. No,
You know?
and like what you're saying too, especially with what we're doing today, when we jump over to the game center, you're going to hear a lot of that you'll hear a guitar sample or something. You're like, I know that. Yeah. It's straight up from that. Another thing you were talking about is vinyl and stuff. Like back in the day, it's not like you can go on YouTube now and get like an acapella version of something or I just want the drums from this song or the guitar riff. Like it was I mean, if you found something like that, you kept it close to the best.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, to find an acapella of something besides hip hop on a record was like better than sex. I mean, it was. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I remember I found Tears for Fears. I'm a big fan of new wave, 80s new wave, and I love Tears for Fears. But they have the song Shout.
Yeah.
Well, the 12-inch single, and 12-inch singles are the records that came out are the same size as a 30. There are 33, but there's only the one song with different versions.
Yeah.
So you might get an instrumental, you might get a dub, you might get the extended version. But that's what was so cool about those records is because those were the versions you would never hear on the radio. It was like the ones you'd hear in the club that the DJs were mixing. But I found the acapella on the 12-inch, but it was the promo copy. So promo copies were made for radio stations. They weren't sold in stores. So you had to get them, like, they might leak out. It even says,
And they were
not for
still
sale.
12-inch records.
Yeah.
That's
they,
great. I'm going
they
to
do
pull this
different
down.
versions. So like the promo copies would have versions that the commercial copies they were selling wouldn't have.
Yeah.
So when I found that and I saw acapella, I was like, no way. And I needle dropped it in the record store. And I was just like, oh my God, what can I throw with that? And so there you go. Now, most hip hop records, not all of them, but a lot of rap and hip hop records had acapellas. So then you could take that and try to find something else. Like I found Pat Benatar once, Love is a Battlefield, the 12-inch, and it happened to have the instrumental on the
Wow.
B-side.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what could I throw with that? Well, and I ended up finding an acapella, not only a hip hop acapella that would go with it, but they made sense.
Gotcha.
So the song was called She Keeps On Passing Me By, Love is a Battlefield.
Wow.
And that's on the Uneasy Listening album that I gave you the last time. Yep. That one right there. It's on there. So this album actually is what started the whole mashup thing. It made it popular. So it was a collaboration I did with another DJ, and we just made that, and we got put in Rolling Stone magazine. It was mentioned in that's the album that Kid Rock really liked. That's how he heard about me.
That's crazy.
So that record, yeah, we did that record back in 1998 or 99, and it made noise in like 2000 or 2001.
Yeah.
When we got wrote up. But that's us mixing, like, that's just kids playing with studio. You know, we had records, we were doing instrumentals, acapellas, the craziest stuff. And not all of it's in key. There's some of that stuff that clashes so bad, but it would never been heard.
But it's the concept behind it. Yes,
of it. Yeah.
exactly so. Yeah.
But
I took this down because you're talking about for promotional use only. This is actually a record that I got from Jody Cottengim at Rewind Records. This is an
nice.
old 16-inch for radio use only, and this is full of commercials that radio DJs would actually play.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime you wanted to hear a different commercial, like you would literally go track by track or whatever.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I love the history of this. You also gave me this one the last time you were here.
Now that record is not a DJ record. I'm on it DJing, but that was produced from scratch. We found a student here in Springfield who was going to MSU that was really good MC. I happened to go up and listen to some guys rap one night at Limburg's, and he was there, and I was really impressed. And I said, "Hey man, we need to get you in the studio. Would you be interested?" And my buddy Brian Pryor, who's been making beats since as long as I've been a DJ, and we used to break together back in the day. And
Wow.
B-Boy, he produced most of the beats on the album, and I did my flair, and we all just came together and produced it. Me and him and another guy named Brian Kemp, and then of course between himself, and we cut that record right in my house.
Really?
I had a mic booth set up in there, and then I was so proud of it, and I thought it was so great. I was like, I'm going to press this to vinyl, even if we don't sell any of them. And so that's the record. I did 500 of them.
Nice.
And it got a lot of noise over in the UK. People were downloading it mainly from France, the UK. I think they're into it. And I actually sold some. I put it on cassette tape.
Wow.
So I did 100 cassettes and 500 records. So that was a lot of fun to make. That's our actually produced album that we're not going to get flagged for.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's a funky little record, man. And it's laid back. It's called The Butterfly, and that's his style.
Yeah.
And I was digging it. It's got a diggable planets type feel. Tribe Called
I like also that you pressed it onto a
purple
colored vinyl. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. You've got a new one.
Yeah. I've got a tape that I made, and it's all classic B-boy stuff that you'd hear like in Beat Street, the movie from back in the 80s, the breakdance era. And it has some funk and soul on there. And it's just another mix that I made, and I put it out on cassette. So I did like 100 run of those, and those sold, and then pretty well. And then I have a digital download site. You can go on my actual website.
That's what I was going to go to next.
Yeah.
Is I always try to give you a chance to be able to promote your stuff because
Yeah,
I'm
it's all
literally
Yeah.
a huge fan.
Thank you.
So yeah, I really enjoy what you do. So where can people go to get if they want any DJ beats?
DJPmix.com, like mixing a record. DJPmix.com.
Very cool. So we're going to have you play some games and stuff if you're down to do that. But I'd really love to hear you throw down some beats for us. Would you?
Yeah, I've got a new mix that I came up with, and I will demonstrate that. And like we talked about, with acapellas that are hard to get, certain instrumentals. So there's a program called Serato, it's not vinyl, but it's vinyl based. So we have, I call them dummy records. They're actually called control records, but that controls the music in the computer.
Gotcha.
So I have some rare acapellas and instrumentals and stuff, and I came up with this blend the other day. So I will demonstrate that, and then I'll demonstrate real vinyl.
Nice. I'm super excited for that. Before we end up here, I'm going to throw you a couple options to wrap this interview up. Would you like to do an awkward pause? Would you like to make something out of Play-Doh, or would you like to add to my big shiny ball?
How about Play-Doh?
All right, you got it. I'll let you choose your color here.
How about the red?
All right, go for it.
Now I'm making whatever I want to make out of this Play-Doh.
There you go. I'll let you go first.
that could get scary.
Oh boy, did you ever think you'd see the day where DJP was going to be playing with some Play-Doh?
Oh yeah, I think I've got it figured out. Okay, I'm done.
Already?
I'm already done.
Oh, let's see what you got. I feel like this is going to be a masterpiece.
It's a clown nose.
Oh man, there it is.
For all the clown wannabe rappers in the world today trying to make hip hop
ew.
music. You clowns. How about that?
My tribute to the clowns will be this.
Ah, nice.
There you go.
Purple turntables with a clown nose.
DJP, everybody.
classic rock coffee. It's coffee that rocks, yeah. This ain't your typical coffee shop. It's Java with attitude, baby. From the moment you step onto the stage, you'll see, hear and taste the difference. We're rocking and roasting 7 days a week with guitars, amps, lights, burning wrists and groupies. We've got the best coffee, frappes, smoothies, protein shakes, pastries and sandwiches. Oh yeah, green M&Ms if you get backstage. Come on in and get a whole lot of love. Get the idea, my babies? Even if you don't love classic rock. Well, that's impossible. You're gonna love classic rock coffee. Check us out. Located at Kansas Expressway and Sunset.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to keep the show rolling and welcome our second guest. You know him from the band West Hill, formerly of Soul DeVille and Big Iron. You've seen him around. You know him. He's been on the show before. Let's welcome back Mr. Jason West. Hey, Jason. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you.
Doing all right?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh man, so how are you been?
I'm better today.
Well, good. That's a good start.
Yeah.
So for those that may not know, you just, in fact, today got out of your neck brace.
Yes.
What's been going on in your world?
Well, when I realized my hands didn't work, I fought with the insurance for a year. When the doctor told me I need surgery, I had compression of the nerves, which took out, my hands just withered away to nothing.
Wow.
And so I couldn't play piano anymore. I had to quit the band I was in, and I couldn't hang on to a guitar pick.
Jeez.
It was awful. And so I had the surgery, and now they're saying I had to wear a neck brace for 3 months, 24/7, and got it off today at lunchtime.
Wow. I bet you've been looking forward to today for so long.
Gosh.
So you had to sleep in it and everything?
Yeah, I had to sleep. The only
gosh.
time I took it off was to take a shower, and I was.
You're probably a nervous wreck just to take a shower. Yeah, I've had the collarbone broke 3 times, and it's the same kind of thing where you're just like scared to do anything, but you're tired of being in the sling or in the brace or in the whatever. Yeah, it's miserable.
Yeah.
So were you able to at least sleep laying down, or did you have to go sleep in a chair?
No, I was able to sleep on my side, and I'm a front sleeper.
Yeah.
I'm a front sleeper with my head turned like this,
Yeah.
And I just got used to sleeping, on my side.
Wow. So that, like you said, affected your playing ability too as a musician.
Big time.
How is that coming along?
The only thing I could do is strum the guitar and a little bit of easy lead licks. And I'm a lead player, I couldn't do half the stuff that I used to be able to do. And even a thumb pick would flick off my thumb halfway through a song.
Wow.
So I had to stick that thing to my thumb and play like that. And I've done a lot of acoustic stuff, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's a whole different animal than playing in a band. And so I've been able to stay playing by sticking a pick to my thumb.
So you're talking like a banjo pick or something, like one that wraps around your thumb.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Exactly.
So was that alone hard to get used to? Because that's a different angle, isn't it?
Yes, you have to get used to it, and there's just so much more finesse just hanging on to a pick.
Yeah.
And, you can kind of choke up on the pick and back, and you can't do that with a thumb pick.
Yeah, you lose a lot of dynamics.
Yeah.
How has the transition been for you as far as being in a full band to playing acoustic and stuff? Do you find that like more vulnerable, or do you find that more like freeing and here I am, you finally get to see me?
Both of them have good and bad.
True.
The band, you've got to work with lots of personalities, and it seems like the better the players, the harder.
Boy, isn't that the truth?
The more, you have to work to get
a
along.
lot more ego comes with talent.
Yes. Unless you have like a Jerry Passwater, who is the most baddest player in town, and he's just so
too
nice
cool for school. Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
and humble, and has no contradictory thing to say.
Right.
I love the big fat sound of a band, and the band can kind of carry you sometimes and a little acoustic thing, especially it's all you and that other part. You make a mistake, it's all out there.
Oh yeah, that's exactly right. But that's a fun challenge too, because it really it forces you to hone in and go, wait, in a band we could probably nobody's going to notice that, but we really probably got to work this little part out because it's not as good as it should be, and we could tell. So because I didn't know a lot of that until I started doing an acoustic thing recently. We haven't played out or anything, but just in practice, I'm like, oh, this is stress, because like you said, there's just nothing to hide behind.
Well, once you have those tunes down, and it's a lot easier because a lot of times in bands, you'll have one guy. There's always one guy that doesn't know what we're playing today.
Right.
And you're supposed to show up to practice already
prepared,
practiced up, and it's not practice, it's rehearsal. So everybody
Bingo.
goes home and prepares their music and learns their part and shows up, and sure enough, somebody hasn't done that.
It's going to be a long practice when somebody goes, "What key is this in?"
Right. But with Trish and even Sylvia, they're both very, they show up with their stuff
Gotcha.
Figured out, and
so
it makes it easy.
That's good. So with West Hill, your current act that you've got, is that a duo with just you and Trish, or
yes,
is Sylvia also in on that?
No, that was my duo few years ago.
Gotcha, that's right. I'd forgotten about that. What was that one called?
Alley Cats.
Alley Cats, that's right. Yeah,
and she was a lot of fun to play with.
Do you play a lot of the same material and stuff, or have you kind of reworked a bunch of new stuff?
We've reworked a lot of different stuff. There's a few songs that I used to play with Sylvia that I play with Trish. Yeah. But I have a tendency to get tired of the songs that I know and have done, and I'm always looking for new material.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So what are some of the newer songs that you play that maybe people wouldn't expect from Jason?
Oh, we play just about all genres. Trish is very rock and roll.
Yeah.
And I've hit her with a couple of country tunes that what we look for is harmony, vocal harmony driven stuff, because there isn't any fancy guitar playing,
right?
Yeah. And so a lot of country has very serious harmonies, and her boyfriend Ken will get up. He's an excellent harmony singer.
Oh, really?
And we'll do a lot of Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and some other country stuff that has big fat harmonies, some Eagles, and she's in the Eagles tribute band, so she knows all that. And she sings lead and harmony, and also plays guitar. So that's another element that we can play off of. I can play some leads over what she's doing, and
that's helpful. That lessens some of that load for you too. With like, okay, if I want to take it easy and take a back seat on this song, you have the ability because she can just pick up a guitar.
And
too.
I've had to do that because of my hand situation. Even when I'm playing, if I have to play some hard chopping stuff, my hand will turn to rubber. My thumb just turns to rubber, and she's able to take it and in the middle of the song.
Isn't it nice to have somebody to rely on like that, where you actually feel a team?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the nice thing about a band is sometimes you can just totally drop out and, probably not if you're the drummer or the bass player, but
hopefully not.
The icing on the cake, the guitar player, the piano player,
right,
can take a rest and jump back into it. The drums and the bass drive it.
Yep.
And they're mostly playing in and out of the lyrics.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. Speaking of interesting, you've been on the show before, and I don't want to give it all away. If you haven't seen the last episode that Jason was on a couple years ago, literally was probably the highlight of that year was the moment that we talked about an instrument that you had found. So without giving it totally away, do you play trombone in your duo?
No. No.
Maybe you should.
I don't. Yeah, the trash man gave me a trombone.
Oh my gosh, I love this so
wow,
much.
This is so cool. And yes, I did try and play it.
Yeah?
But, oh yeah, it was in a brand new case, a damn trombone. And I was like, I like all instruments.
I love it so much. Everything about this story I love.
Yeah. Yeah, the trash man shows up. He had heard my band practice sometime. You're a musician, right? And well, I'm not supposed to do this, and don't tell anyone, but look what I got here. I said, ooh, a trombone, and it's mint, it's beautiful. He goes, do you want this? He said, I can't throw it away. I said, yeah. And No, I never really took to the trombone.
No, so you haven't busted it out since. Huh?
No, but it would be so cool.
Oh,
to do
dude, I'm
that.
telling you, I would pay double the cover to watch you play whatever song you normally would play with guitar and just toot it out in trombone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh
that
my
would
gosh.
be cool. I've tried to play horns and I can't get my mouth to do. The only thing I can play is a harmonica.
Oh, can you really?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, my hands.
Yeah.
It's like dancing, my hands do it, my feet don't.
Gotcha. So I'm hoping that you'll stick around and play some games with us. We've got hip hop from 1988. So I want to make this transition as I know you as a keyboard player. I know that you've played some bass, you play guitar, but I've known you as a funk and soul guy. And on one of our shows, you talked about, hey, I'm into hip hop and stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
What got you into that?
I would say the movies.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I went and saw, I've always liked breakdancing, and I love hip hop dance. That is my favorite kind of dance to watch. And Beat Street came out, and it had that theme song, and I was like, wow, this is something that I've never heard before, and it's rhythm just pounding.
Yeah.
And I went and saw it, and I was instantly hooked on it. And, and the funny thing is my first record was Kiss Love Gun with Christine 16 on it. And I've always been a rock guy. All through high school, I had long hair. All my friends were heavy metal. And I kept telling them, you got to listen to this rap. It's aggressive.
Yep.
Well, that's not music. Well, if you think drums isn't music, it's beat and rhythm based stuff.
Yes.
And believe me, if you try to do it, you have to work at it like a song.
Right.
It takes some work.
Yeah. No, you're right. By design, it is rhythm based. That's what makes you have the urge, the gumption to want to get up and move to hip hop.
Yeah.
Is it literally is
bumps you.
Yes.
And, bass and drums and the rest is just icing on the cake.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. That's cool. So I'm super excited to have you play some games and stuff. I'm really excited to test your knowledge on old school hip hop.
I like old school. And the funny thing and now something me and my wife were talking about, I was trying to figure out a hip hop song to play for the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I think I'll just do the song that I already have memorized, the 4 pages of lyrics, which is in every hip hop song.
Yeah.
And I've got this tune memorized, and I used to play it on keyboards, but I'll just transition it to the guitar. And she goes, well, that's not a hip hop song. It's Men in Black by Will Smith. I said, Will Smith is totally hip hop.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's been hip hop for
forever,
way longer than people realize.
Yeah.
DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah. From even before Fresh Prince.
Right.
And I said, hip hop is rap. And she goes, oh, no. I said, it's not hip hop if it doesn't have a rap element in it. And she goes, oh no, there's other hip hop songs that don't have rap. I said, name one. She couldn't.
Right.
And so I don't know what she's talking about. In my opinion, rap is hip hop.
Yep. I'm super, super glad that you brought that up, because a lot of people, when we watch this over in the game center and stuff, I feel like already people are gonna be like, well, that's rap. That's not hip hop. You can't have one without the other. In my opinion,
I would challenge anybody to show me a hip hop song that doesn't have rap in it or an element of rap.
Right.
Like TLC will sing a song and then there's a little segment of rap. Okay, we'll throw that into the hip hop category.
Yep. Even if you take the vocals out, musically, there's still that rap feel to things.
Yeah.
Interesting. So before we head over to the game center, I'm hoping that you'll pick up a guitar and play us a few songs.
Okay. Love to.
So I'm going to give you the same options that I gave DJP. Would you
Play-Doh.
like? Okay, there you go. Love it. All right, pick your poison.
I'll take orange this
All right.
time.
Done. No.
I've already contemplating on what I'm going to make.
See, and this is what I should do before I even invite people over to be on the show, is have like a laundry list of things I will make, but I have no idea until it happens. God, this is looking worse and worse. Did you really just make the same thing without me looking? Check 1 2 1 2.
Boom, 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 boom.
Mic drop. We'll be back. Jason West, everybody.
This week's Artist Spotlight, DJP.
What's up, everybody? Here with DJP with some vinyl this time. Tell us what you got in store for us on this one.
Okay, so this one I start with Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train, and then I wind up in It's Tricky by Run DMC, which then follows me into a track called Planet Rock, which then that instrumental comes in and I throw an 80s, is it the Outfield over that.
Nice. Wow,
Yeah.
so you're physically going to be moving
this
records
is,
and...
Yeah, there's no cue point. Well, the cue points are stickers, so this isn't digital. So if something skips, it's egg on your face. You know what I
Right.
mean? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the real deal here.
So whenever you got here today, we were talking about these stickers, and they're not there just for decoration. You want to tell us what they're all about?
Those are cue points. So if I need to get to something quickly, I can lay the needle on there, and it will fall into the spot that I need. See how quickly I found that?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I take these office stickers, those little round stickers you
Yep.
see all the time in offices, and you find the spot you want in the record, and you put it right up against, right before the spot in the record, and it may take a few times to do
I was
that.
going to say it seems tedious.
Yeah, it's very tedious.
But you got to get it right.
And you get it down there, and yeah, the worst thing that could happen during a performance is if that sticker was to have moved forward. So now it's covering the spot you need. If it moved back, well, then you could spin it a couple of times
Right.
and maybe find it then.
Right.
Otherwise, you're peeling that thing off, and hopefully you've got enough time to get to it. But
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
very cool.
Very
So it's
technical.
it's
So-
yeah, I definitely appreciate the technical aspect of this. It's,
Thank you.
As most people think that DJing is as simple as pushing a button,
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you, as a not DJ, this looks like a lot more than just a button.
Well, yeah, and the difference too is you have DJs, and then you have what I'm called a turntablist.
Right.
So yeah, it's a totally different animal.
Yep, for sure.
About anybody can DJ, but
Yeah.
this is an art form, and it's approached totally way differently than just DJ.
Absolutely. Well, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and to your face, thank you for doing what you do and educating people about the difference.
Thank you.
Because a lot of people don't know that there's any difference, and they just see it as all the same.
Sure.
So I'm really glad that you're patient enough to explain differences and stuff, and,
Yeah.
and let people know what's up.
Absolutely.
DJP, everybody.
Here we go.
This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right, on top. Here we go. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. They say I'm overrated. Musicians really hate it. My name is Run. I'm number one. It's very overrated. You might think it's a snap to make a rap. Well, if you do me and my crew will tell you that's a rap. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. I met this little girlie. Her hair was kinda curly. Went to her house and bust her out. I had to leave here early. These girls are really sleazy. All they just say is please me, or spend some time and rock around. I tell you, it's not that easy. And it's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky to rock around. That's right, on time. It's tricky. Yeah, just hit it. Just hit the bump and hit it. Just get on down and hit it. Bam,
Well, we made it over to the game center, and I brought Jason and DJP along with me to play this game. Reverse in song the guess, aka guess the song in reverse. Did you see what I did there? I did. Probably too much. All right. So the way this game is going to work is we've got 30 seconds of a song that we're going to play backwards, and we need you guys, whoever can buzz in quicker with the correct name of the song and the correct artist, each of those will give you a point. So, gentlemen, are you ready? DJP.
Mary Mary, Run DMC.
All right. Let's see if that is a correct answer. Run DMC, Mary Mary. 2 points
Took
for
me
DJP.
a second. I'm like,
Very
I know
good.
it.
Good stuff. Good
Had
stuff,
to get
guys.
to the hook.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's interesting how some of this sounds
Oh, yeah.
backwards. All right. Let's see what our next song is. DJP.
It Takes Two, Rob Bass, DJ Rob Bass, and Easy Rock.
Man, let's see if that's indeed a correct answer. Hey,
You brought in
two
a
more
ringer?
points.
What the?
My phone's in my pocket too.
Right.
Okay.
No SoundCloud or no Shazam over here. Let's check out our next song. Ooh, Jason.
King of Rock, Run DMC.
King of Rock. Is that a correct answer?
Going back to Cali.
Going
back to Cali. Damn.
All right, so that's a point for each of you.
I don't think so.
All right, let's check out your next song. Ooh, Jason.
Salt and Pepper. It's not coming to me.
No?
I could guess it, but Push It.
Push It? Salt and Pepper? Is that what we're going
I
with?
didn't even think it was. I don't.
You want to hear it? You want to hear it again for
I
a
need
chance
to hear
to
it
steal?
again. Yeah, I need to hear it again.
All right. DJP.
Paul Revere, Beastie Boys.
Paul Revere by the Beastie Boys. All right, let's see if it's either the Beastie Boys or Salt and Pepper. Neither. It's MC
Paper
Light,
Thin.
Paper Thin.
Oh.
See, that one's deeper, but yeah, dang.
Isn't it Brick House that they sample in that? Yes, it's an old funk song. Yeah. Good stuff. Well, let's
King
try.
of Chill. A guy named King of Chill produced that.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go. Let's try another song.
I totally know this.
I totally don't.
Oof.
Man.
Have we stumped you?
Now, these are all from 88.
Everything that we're doing over here in the Game Center today is from 1988.
That one. Can you do it again or no?
Yeah.
Do I get a point if I name the band?
Yeah. Okay, who you got?
NWA. It sounds like Ice Cube.
Okay.
I'm not sure what. Does it sound like that to you?
Now that you.
This is a
Yeah,
tough
it
one.
kind of does. It's not F the Police.
Let's see.
Oh,
Hey, that's a point for each of you.
I was like,
I'm on the board.
yeah, you got it, man.
On the board,
See?
indeed. So yeah, what's funny is that little almost. I'm going to refer to it as a cymbal crash. So, it's the only part of that backwards. I was
Right.
like, that still sounds the same.
Yeah.
Everything else sounded
This
way
one's
different,
way harder
but his
than-
voice.
Yeah.
I can still hear
Yeah.
the ice cube. Yeah. Yeah, it was more of a cube of ice, less of an ice cube. All right, we got one more for you, gentlemen. Let's see what we've got. Okay. DJP.
TPMD, you got to chill.
Let's see if that is the correct answer. Boom! Money.
You are so
Got
good
it.
at this. Oh my God.
Got it. Really well played. Good stuff. We're going to keep the points tallied up. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back right after this.
Hey Springfield, Robert and Cheryl Crook here.
And together we are Zenlens Photo Media.
You've probably seen us around town, but did you know we also do family and children photography?
Don't forget maternity and infant sessions.
As well as senior portraits and weddings.
Please keep us in mind when you need event coverage and videography.
Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or at www.zenlensphotomedia.com.
Or you can give us a call at 417-818-7067 and book your session today.
I have just one question. Have you thought about being a guest on the show? We are currently seeking music lovers of all kinds to join in on our fun. If you're interested in being a guest, or if you just have questions, comments, or suggestions, you can message us on Facebook or email us at theaudioroastpodcast@gmail.com. You can also submit any topics you'd like to hear discussed.
And we're back. Hopefully you are too. We got some more games to play with DJP and Jason West from Hip Hop 1988. Let's check out what we're doing. First line of the song. So the way this game is going to work is we're going to give you the first line of the song. Based on that alone, we need to see if you guys can tell us the name of the song and the artist. It's going to be kind of tricky. So whoever can buzz in with the correct answer first will get a point for each. You're allowed one lifeline per song. You can choose from, I can read you the second line, we can give you the artist initials, or you can peek at the producer. And there's no guarantees on that one. So let's check out our first song. Here we go, Once Upon a Time, Not Long Ago.
Slick Rick Children's Stories.
Man, DJP coming in hot.
Golly.
Man, let's see if that's a correct answer. Children's Story by Slick Rick. 2 points for DJP. Good stuff, man. Jason, between you and I, we better kick it up a notch, brother.
I know.
All right, let's see what our next one is. A whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. DJP.
Run DMC. Run's House.
Whose house?
Run's House.
Run's house. Let's see if that's a correct answer. Man, 2 more points on the DJP side of the board. Let's see what our next one is. I'm just going to keep the cap off the marker. Bat, caught you looking for the same thing. DJP strikes again.
Don't believe the hype. Public Enemy.
Jason, do you think that's the correct answer?
I believe that's the correct answer. I concur.
All right, let's see if that is indeed. Don't Believe the Hype, Public Enemy. Another 2 points for DJP. Whew. My goodness. All right, let's try another one. Get busy. Everybody's talking all this stuff about me.
Whoa. Get busy. And this is the beginning of the song. Or is it just
Yes,
any
this is
line?
the first line of the song. DJP.
Everybody's talking on
about me. Why don't they just let me live?
why can't my prerogative, Bobby Brown.
Oh!
That's not hip hop.
Yeah,
that's R&B.
Well, it was on the hip hop charts, as a matter of fact.
All right.
Let's,
For back then, I guess it was.
Right. Exactly. Let's check out.
busy. I know. I was like, why is that?
I was thinking Beastie Boy. Get busy, y'all. Busy, y'all.
Let's check it out. My prerogative, Bobby Brown. 2 more points to DJP. Man, my scoreboard is kind of over on one side
Right.
for
It's the
some
biggest
reason.
blowout I believe you've ever had.
This is a bigger blowout than Rusty Trombone. Let's keep it moving. We've got a couple more here. You know, parents are the same, no matter time nor
DJ
place.
Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Parents just don't understand.
Parents just don't understand.
We were just talking about
We
that.
were.
All right, let's see if that's the correct answer. Boom! Yet another 2 points.
We were
for
just
DJP.
talking about that, and I still couldn't get it.
All right, let's see if we've got another one. Cruising down the street in my 64. Whoa, that one was close.
Oh, I hit.
Who was that? Judges?
I heard his band mine. Give it
All
to
right.
him. It'd be fair.
Easy
Easy-E.
Went to the park to get the hoop. Knuckleheads out there, cold shooting some hoop.
Keep going.
And if you heard, you think I own a drugstore, getting stupid because I know how. And a sucker talk, I give him a pow. 8 ball sipping, the bitches I'm flipping, so then hit a dip and
trying to
continue
get
my
to the
tripping.
hook.
I know the damn song.
You skipped the hook though. The part you need. You skipped.
Hey, it's a remix.
Damn. Oh.
What kind of neighborhood you live in?
The ghetto. Straight out of Compton.
Straight out of Compton?
Who lives in the hood? It's boys in the hood.
There you go.
Oh, because the boys in the hood are always hard. Come talking your trash, we'll pull your card.
All right, let's see what the answer is.
Man.
Boys in the Hood by Eazy-E, but at least
I got
we've got
8 points.
Jason West on the board with a single point. So that makes me feel a little bit better. All right, so we're going to go and slip over to Patreon, and we hope that you'll join us over there. We got another game that we're going to play on Patreon only. So check it out, patreon.com/audio roast. All right, so we have tallied up all those points, and let me tell you, there was a lot of points. Our big winner today is DJP. Good job. Well done. Well played. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We enjoyed having you back. Hopefully you had a good time here.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of cleaned house.
Right.
So where can people find you? Where can people follow you? And where can people get their hands on some DJP stuff?
DJPmix.com. That's my website. That's the best place to go. You can go on my Facebook page, DJP, D.J.P. And then if you want to go on my personal page, Danny Phillips.
Nice. Very cool. Danny, I appreciate your time today,
You
man.
got it,
Thank
man.
you so much.
You bet. Thank you.
Jason, what about you, man? First of all, good game. You really did hang in there.
I
like
had
a champ.
fun.
I know that you knew a lot of those answers, but all the
This
lights
guy,
I know,
yeah.
dang it. Had a great time with you. So where can people find you and follow you and see you next?
Well, we play on a regular rotation at Wise Guys in Ozark and Bear Creek out in Marshfield, and I plan on booking some more gigs at other clubs. I've been down, so
Yeah.
and we also have a Facebook page, West Hill.
West Hill.
On Facebook.
All
So.
right. Very cool.
Yeah.
Jason, thanks so much again for having this. Thanks again so much for being on the show with
Oh,
us.
had a great
We had a
time.
great time.
Yeah.
So you're always a blast, man. Appreciate your time. And it's good to see you without a neck brace.
Yeah, it's nice to be out.
All right, guys, don't forget that times are hard for everybody right now, so may your cup of coffee and your love of music be strong, but your sense of humor be even stronger. We'll see you on the next episode.